What kind of person would destroy a child's only way to move, just to keep their neighborhood looking perfect? That's the question I couldn't stop asking when I found out someone had slashed all 4 tires on my disabled daughter's wheelchair the night before her big basketball game. I'm James Carter, and my daughter, Lily, and I have called Willow Creek, a quiet middle-class suburb in Seattle, home for 8 years. Lily's 15 now, and she's been in a wheelchair since a car crash 3 years ago left her paralyzed from the waist down. That same accident took her mom, my Sarah, Leah VYing just the 2 of us to rebuild our lives. But Lily? She's a fighter. Within months of the crash, she joined a wheelchair basketball team and became their star player. Her custom sports wheelchair lightweight, with angled wheels for sharp turns, wasn't just a tool. It was her freedom, her passion, her way of saying, "I'm not defined by what happened to me." Our trouble started 2 years ago, when Margaret Lawson moved into Willow Creek and snagged the role of HOA VYC president. Margaret, mid-50s, with a flawless brunette bob and a closet full of tailored blazers, ran the neighborhood like it was her personal empire. From day one, she had a problem with the changes we'd made to our house for Lily: the ramp at the front door, the widened door frames, the grab bars you could see through the bathroom window. Every single one got a violation notice, flagged for unapproved modifications, or clashing with community aesthetics. I explained Lily's needs to the HOA board, backed up with letters from her doctors and therapists. The president, Henry Thompson, a warm, older guy who'd known us since before the crash, approved our changes. Margaret was outvoted, and she didn't like it one bit. But she didn't stop there. Her real obsession was Lily's sports wheelchair, which we kept on our covered front porch. Getting it inside meant navigating tight corners in our hallway, a hassle Lily couldn't manage alone. With her everyday chair inside and her sports chair secure outside, she could come and go on her own. Independence meant everything to her. 6 months after Margaret joined the HOA, the first notice arrived. Unauthorized storage of recreational equipment in a VY-Cybele area. I called Henry, who promised to sort it out. A week later, another notice landed. Violation of Section 8.3, no recreational equipment VY-Cybele from the street. I sent a formal request, citing the Americans with Disabilities Act. Margaret's response was a frosty letter stating that while the board empathized with Lily's situation, a wheelchair was medical equipment, under their rules, and had to be hidden from VYEW. The notices kept coming, eventually threatening Duluth 50 daily fines. When I pointed out that neighbors left bikes on their porches without a peep, Margaret snapped that bikes were normal recreational items. But Lily's chair gave the neighborhood an institutional feel. That's when I started keeping records. As a security system technician, I'd set up high-def cameras around our house after some break-ins the year before. Every letter, every tense exchange with Margaret, I saved. I wasn't about to let her bully us. Meanwhile, Lily's team, the Seattle Stormers, was gearing up for the regional championship. She was training harder than ever, her arms and core stronger with every practice, her chair moves sharper. I'd never seen her so driven. 2 nights before the big game, Margaret cornered me while I was grabbing the mail. "Mr. Carter," she said, her smile as fake as her charm, "the board's voted to start fining you for that chair on your porch. $50 a day, effective now." I was stunned. The board voted? Without a meeting? She didn't blink. "Emergency session. That contraption of your daughter's is dragging down property values. Neighbors have complained." "Which neighbors?" I pressed. Her smile tightened. "Complaints are confidential. I suggest you comply to avoid a hefty bill." I warned her I'd file another ADA complaint. She didn't flinch. "The ADA doesn't trump HOA covenants you signed, Mr. Carter. You should have read the fine print." That night, I told Lily what happened. I expected her to be upset, but she was calm, thoughtful. "Dad, does Mrs. Lawson have a kid at my school? Like a son named Ethan?" I didn't know. "Why?" She bounced her basketball lightly. "There's this boy, Ethan Lawson, who's always picking on me about my chair. Says it's weird, asks if I get special treatment in gym. Last week, he told everyone I only made the team out of pity. My stomach twisted. Why didn't you say anything? She shrugged, too used to it for a kid her age. It's not new. People are weird about the chair. No kid should have to brush off bullying like that. If Margaret's son was targeting Lily at school while his mom harassed us at home, this wasn't just personal, it was a campaign. The morning of the championship was crisp and sunny. Lily was up early, buzzing with excitement, reviewing plays over breakfast. We've got this, Dad. She grinned. Coach says if we beat the Tacoma Titans, we're going to nationals in Chicago. I matched her smile. Then let's get you rolling. Grab your game chair while I pack the cooler. 10 minutes later, her voice cut through the house, sharp with panic. Dad! Come quick! I ran to the porch and froze. All 4 tires on her sports chair, custom-made, Dula 200 each, were slashed, not just punctured but gutted with a blade. Lily's face crumpled. Who would do this? Why? Her voice broke, and so did my heart. This wasn't just vandalism. It was an attack on her spirit, her identity as an athlete. The game's in 3 hours, she whispered, tears spilling. If I can't play, the team's disqualified. We don't have enough players. I knelt beside her. We'll fix this, Lil. First, let me check the cameras. My security system, with footage stored on a cloud server, had caught everything. I pulled up the app, and there it was, 1:37 a.m., a figure in dark clothes and gloves on our porch. Margaret Lawson, clear as day, holding a box cutter. She slashed each tire with precision, a smug little smile on her face, even nodding to herself before slipping away. Lily gasped. That's Ethan's mom. She did this on purpose. Yeah, I said, already dialing the police. And we've got her on tape. While we waited for the cops, I sent the video to my phone and called Lily's coach to explain. Then I rang Dave Miller, who ran the adaptive sports shop where we got Lily's chair. It was Sunday, but Dave picked up. Bring it in, he said. I've got spare tires. Not perfect, but we'll get her on the court. Officer Emily Chin arrived, watched the footage, and didn't hide her disgust. This is vandalism, property damage, and given it's a disabled minor's equipment, we're looking at harassment and possible civil rights violations. My sister uses a wheelchair, so I get how serious this is. She called for a detective to join the case and headed to Margaret's house. Lily and I hauled the wrecked chair to Dave's shop. By the time we got there, he was already pulling tires from his stock. Not your usual competition grade, he said, wrenching them into place. But they'll hold up. Lily's teammates started showing up, rallied by the team chat. One girl, Mia, brought her old spare chair. It's not fitted for you, she told Lily. But if Dave can't fix yours, take it. You're not missing this game. Their support brought a flicker of a smile back to Lily's face. Dave finished in record time, and Lily tested the chair. It's not as smooth, but it'll work, she said. Dave waved off payment. Just win that game. That's enough. We made it to the gym with 30 minutes to spare. Lily's team closed ranks around her, their coach tweaking plays to ease the strain on her patched-up chair. Across town, Margaret was crumbling. Officer Chin showed her the footage, and after a weak denial, Margaret snapped. That wheelchair's an eyesore. I warned them to hide it. Chin didn't budge. You just admitted to a felony, ma'am. Damaging medical equipment worth over $1,000, targeting a disabled kid? This could be a hate crime. Margaret's husband, a lawyer, tried to shut it down, but her confession was already on Chen's body cam. The game was a battle. Lily played like she had something to prove, every basket a middle finger to Margaret. By halftime, the Stormers were up by 6, Lily carrying half their points. During the break, Henry Thompson called, his voice heavy. James, I just heard what Margaret did. I'm so sorry. I knew she was fixated on Lily's chair, but I never thought she'd go this far. You knew? I asked, stepping outside. he sighed. She was pushing for stricter rules. Last week, she threatened to expose some old HOA financial messes from before my time. I was scared of the fallout, so I let her push. I was wrong. You were blackmailed, I said. Doesn't matter, he replied. I'm resigning. The HOA's covering the chair's repairs and compensation for Lily's distress. The second half was brutal, the lead flipping back and forth. With 10 seconds left, down by 1, Lily got the ball at half court. She dodged 2 defenders, her patched tires holding just enough, and sank the winning layup as the buzzer blared. The gym exploded, her teammates hoisting her up. Then a text from Chin. Lawson charged with criminal mischief, property damage, intimidation based on disability. Husband offered a settlement. We said no. This is going to court. The aftermath was chaos. Margaret was charged, bailed out, and humiliated as the footage aired on local news. Neighbors shared their own stories. An elderly couple denied handrails, a family fined for autism therapy equipment, a veteran hassled over his CERVYC dog. The HOA held an emergency meeting, unanimously voting to rewrite the bylaws for accessibility. Dave, the shop owner, took Margaret's old VYC president's spot. Ethan Lawson showed up at our door while Lily was at therapy. I'm sorry, he mumbled, for what my mom did and what I said at school. I didn't go easy. Why'd you go after Lily? He looked ashamed. Mom always complained about your family, said the chair ruined the neighborhood. I thought I was supposed to agree. But what she did? It's messed up. I saw a kid caught in his mom's poison, so I gave him a chance. Lily's team needs volunteers Thursdays at the rec center. Show up. Margaret's husband filed for divorce. Their house went up for sale. She took a plea deal, community CERVYC at a spinal injury center and restitution. A month later, a big adaptive sports company reached out, inspired by the news. They offered Lily a sponsorship, including a state-of-the-art chair, if she'd speak at events about inclusion. At her first talk, facing kids with wheelchairs and prosthetics, she said, "Someone tried to take my sport, my freedom. But this chair? It's not an eyesore. It's me showing the world what I can do. Don't let anyone make you hide who you are." The crowd roared for 5 minutes. Driving home, Lily was quiet. You know what's wild, Dad? If Mrs. Lawson hadn't slashed my tires, we wouldn't have the sponsorship, the new HOA rules, or Ethan helping the team. Her trying to break me made everything better. I looked at my incredible kid, always finding light in the dark. That's justice, Lil. The harder they try to hold you down, the higher you rise. As we pulled into our driveway, her new chair gleaming in the back, I knew Margaret's cruel plan had failed. She'd wanted to enforce her small-minded rules, but instead, she'd sparked a stronger, kinder community, one that saw Lily, and kids like her, for who they really are.